Do Not Blink is the first short film that I've made on my Panasonic Lumix G7, and I'll tell you all in this video how was my experience. For starters, I have used a camera before when I shot Destiny and The Last Sleep on Canon 1300D, but it wasn't mine. It was my friend's camera and he was humble enough to let me use it. I always wanted to buy a camera, but the timing wasn't right until May 2nd when I bought G7. I liked the fact that this was the only camera that was offering 4K resolution, and from then on, I began to plan to shoot the film. Originally, Do Not Blink was not supposed to be the first movie to be shot on my camera because I have been planning to make a horror film in a hotel. But the scheduling and budget conflicts kept that from happening, so I came up with the idea of Do Not Blink. The story that I wanted to tell at first was a tad bit different, and that would have made the film much longer, which I didn't want to do it. So I cut the story short, I removed all of the explanation, I removed some points of the plot and highlighted it in just hindsight. So whoever watches it deeply, they can kind of craft their own sort of story or interpretation of the entire film. I was super excited to make this film because this was going to be the first time I'd be handling my own camera. But I was quite nervous as well because I was also starring in it, and that has always become a bit complicated for me personally because I do my best work when I'm just focusing on one thing, and that wasn't happening here. I had the script ready. I narrated it to my actors/friends, Jay and Saurav, who by the way have done a fantastic job on pulling off their characters. Now, according to my planning and scheduling, the shoot would be finished by 7 or 8 in the evening. But if you are in this line of work, you know that those precise plans almost never works. When we got there, I didn't count the time it would take us to set everything up, and it kind of took us more than 90 minutes to begin. I shot the first shot of Vijay and Anant walking down to the school, and I was mesmerized with the result of camera quality. I thought visually this will be the best film that I have shot so far, and I wasn't wrong. It turned out great, but something else completely ruined everything. Around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the power got cut and the lights that we had on set, we couldn't use them anymore. I started to get worried and it distracted me, and overall it slowed us down because I didn't have a backup battery with me at that time, and that was the biggest mistake I've ever made. I couldn't even charge the one that I had with me, and around 6 p.m. it pissed me off to a point where I just gave up on the idea of shooting. I thought I f***ed up. I was thinking that because of my miscalculation of time, everybody else are suffering because we only shot half a page at that point, and there was no way I could finish the entire film even if the power comes back on. But my father, who was on set, encouraged me that we can do it tomorrow. Everybody else supported that decision, and upon seeing that, I calmed down a little bit and realized that instead of being angry at myself, I should be thankful that I have such supportive team filled with good people. So next day, we reached the location around 1 in the afternoon. The battery was full charged, and so were we. The shooting was going much smoother than the day before because I didn't feel pressured by the schedule and everything. I know we will have this finished by the evening, so I enjoyed the process much more on second day. Most of my shots were completed on day 1, so now I had the time to focus on my actors. My goal was to get authentic performance out of them and how it can elevate the entire product itself. At one point, due to lighting difficulty, I had to compromise the quality of shots. There are 3-4 errors in lighting continuity and the noise inside the frame. That's something that I didn't know how to deal with at that time, but after that I learned more about it and how I can sort out issues like that from now on. There's one thing that I love about the entire experience is how lightweight the camera truly is. Lumix G7 is a mirrorless camera, and mirrorless cameras are not heavy because they don't have a glass inside of them like DSLRs. During filming, I also enjoyed the easy access of touch focus, and it made the workflow much smoother. Around 7 p.m. we were done. We wrapped up pretty quickly in the end, and due to that, I have certain regrets about my shot selection, which I prepared for about a week before. I should have made some changes. Like for example, there's this scene where Vijay is trapped and a monster screech could be heard along with it when he yells. I should have used a POV shot of a monster quickly approaching Vijay because many people didn't realize or even heard the screech. And that idea of the POV shot came to mind after 2 days of shooting. That's the only thing I regret about this film, along with dialogue audio. I have made an entire video about it which you can check it out right now, and I think that's it for today. My first experience with Lumix G7 was quite nice, and I am looking forward to making more films on this, as it is a fantastic camera if you are in just few years as a filmmaker. My next short film that I'll be releasing on here will be a horror short film which I'm currently working on. The teaser is arriving pretty soon, so stay tuned and I will catch you on the next one. Peace out.